Okay then guys, what's going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're inside of Diablo 4 where we have got loads of news coming from the dev team themselves, including the latest hotfix that has just been rolled out pre-patch for the new season. We've also got level requirements for World Tier 3 and 4 around how your capstone dungeons are going to work. We've also got some new mount armor that was put in with the latest patch that wasn't quite announced, and some issues going on with nightmare dungeons. With that being said, we're going to dive straight on in, so if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, make sure to check out our latest sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor is cherry vanilla, and I highly recommend it for all your gaming and workout needs. The link is down in the description, and if you use code CLOUD at checkout, you'll get a cheeky little discount. With that being said, let's dive on into today's video. So starting off, Adam Fletcher actually posted up something which is really relevant. They had a few issues inside of the game. One regards to the Hatred Chosen buff that had been put in place for the PvP mode. That has now been re-enabled with the rollout of the latest hotfix 2 that we are going to go through in just a second. Also, we have also addressed the drop rate of aberrant cinders in Helltides that was reported yesterday. So diving into the hotfix that's been put through, hotfix 1 is something that we are looking at right here. Fixed an issue where the overall drop rate of cinders in Helltides was lower than intended. That's now fixed. You should be able to get through those fine. And they fixed an issue where seeds of hatred could be collected at an extreme rate when using the Hatred Chosen buff against necromancer minions and druid pets. This buff has now been re-enabled with this hotfix, and apparently there's been further stability improvements, although that's pretty damn vague. That is a very interesting one, and for now we've now got the Helltides back just before the season drops, and we've also got the PvP mode back based on the buff against necromancers and druid pets. This is a really interesting little motive, but there are some things that definitely went wrong, and some things that should not be the case. Some things that people agree with and some that don't. One of which is a post right here where Icy Veins put up an article stating the exact level requirements to move to World Tier 3 and 4 have been found. At 40 and 60, the change arrived for new characters after the patch, as your capstone dungeon won't clear register before those levels. Now, Adam Fletcher actually put in there that they'll be removing the level requirement for World Tier 3 and 4, and some people really were happy about that because it means that it doesn't cap you to where you can get in and when you can't, and other people were really sad because they thought that actually the level requirement was necessary. There were some really insane comments in the comment section for this post, and I'll leave the link down in the description as always so you can go and check them out. Some people have got their head so far up their rectum, it's absolutely mental. But moving on nonetheless, when we look at the Butcher, the new Butcher mount armor arrived with patch 1.1. Now, while the community reacted to the patch has been called its less intense patch yet, there are some really nice things that the patch have brought as well, and one of them is a pretty cool new mount armor. The extremely appropriately named Fresh Meaty Barding seems to only drop from the Butcher, and it's looking, well, meaty. This thing looks absolutely incredible, and I'm glad that they've started paying attention to this sort of stuff, because now there is a drop that's only coming from the Butcher, and hopefully we can start seeing some more stuff from this sort of activity style in a later date, and certain things will drop certain things so that you can farm for them. I will be going for this because this looks really bloody cool, so I want to make sure that the Butcher shows up at some stage or another. Now, it seems all three players that we've seen report this drop really like to pair it with the Shaman Head trophy, but here's another look anyway. So we post up the photo right here. It looks absolutely incredible, and it's really Butcher-like, isn't it? Let's be real. So a nice one for you guys to go for. For me personally, it looks really cool. But while you are going for it though, if you're inside of Nightmare Dungeons, you're going to have a few troubles. Now, players are not receiving end of Nightmare Dungeon rewards. It seems that the increased loot at the end of Nightmare Dungeon, changed from the patch notes, may have messed some things up. Players are now reporting simply not receiving the end of dungeon reward at all. We've already seen this bug where the bubble and glyphstone don't appear, which was related to Rogue's barrage skill. That one was said to be fixed in the notes, but it's still happening as well. However, this one is different. The following is just one example. but we've seen many players report simply not getting anything at the end. A delayed bubble and then an infinity delayed loot pop-up. Hopefully we'll see a fix for this one soon as well, and we're less than a day away from Season 1 start. At the point of this video, we are a matter of hours away and no announcement as to whether this is going to be fixed or not, but it seems like a pretty crucial point coming into Season 1, considering Nightmare Dungeons are going to be one of the only motives forward once you hit a certain level to be able to get through with this. So hopefully we see a fix with the new season as it drops. On top of this though, we now have the official announcement for the Diablo Season of the Malignant Campfire chat. It's coming this Friday at 11 AM PDT, 8 PM CEST, and this is going to be an interesting one because I feel like the hordes are going to be coming in for the Campfire chat on this one. There's a lot of things that they have to talk about and a lot of things that they really need to think about, because realistically that latest patch was just absolutely atrocious. They absolutely messed it up, and there's so much wrong with the game going into the new season. For me, this is a big problem. The main reason for this is because the new season is meant to be a fresh start. It's meant to be sort of like that big movement that we have all been waiting for. And although the Season 1 does seem really lackluster as an overall, for me, not only does it seem like a lackluster, it also seems now to be completely messed up. So I'm not too sure how this one is going to work. Now, as we know, we had a load of new uniques that have come through, and one of which is the Sorcerers Unique Wand, the Oculus. Now, this looked really cool at first, although we are seeing a few problems appear. As you can see right here, what this actually does is it essentially gives you a skill where you are essentially able to teleport to a random location, although doesn't seem to be working as intended. As you can see from this clip here, it's just, well, not great. And we have another post here which holds a very valid point and something a lot of people have been screaming for, but it states they could have just given us a world tier 5 and avoided all this drama. I mean, it would have achieved exactly the same thing. People take more damage, die more often, and it takes longer to kill enemies. World would have been more dangerous, and I guarantee that players would have praised that instead of hating it, and I can't help but actually agree with this. I think that having a world tier 5 would have been a really difficult motive for those people who wanted to get into it, but at the same time, this just would have really fixed a lot of problems with regards to the progression on the game. Instead of having to mess around with everything that's already there, they just could have brought in a world tier 5 and just stuck that at the end of it and had a level progression from maybe, I don't know, 90 to 100, which would have helped a lot. Maybe even 80 to 100, which would have given you guys an increased difficulty, therefore increased challenge versus reward, so on and so forth. I feel like they've just missed a trick with this one. There was a lot of things that they could have done with this patch that they didn't, and I feel like they've really messed up. This Campfire chat's going to be an interesting one, guys, and I'm really interested to see how it is that the devs actually approach this, and I'm really hoping that they're not extremely happy with how this has come out, because if I hear those words, Cloud is not going to be impressed. Anyway, that's all we've got time for today. Let me know in the comment section all your thoughts about everything coming up in this video. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all your faces, but as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.